A judge has temporarily blocked federal authorities from re-detaining Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The court filed this order as Abrego Garcia appeared at a Baltimore ICE field office for a scheduled check-in this morning. Ahead of it, this is what happened. He briefly addressed a crowd of supporters in Spanish, thanking them for their advocacy. Later, his attorney touted the court ruling.
This time, ICE did not violate a judge's order, and they allowed him to leave. He did a check-in. The check-in was, in fact, that. We'll never know what their plans were for this morning, whether it was a check-in, whether they were planning to arrest him.
The Trump administration mistakenly deported Abrego Garcia to a mega prison in El Salvador earlier this year. He was taken into custody in the U.S. back in August. Camilo Montoya-Galvez is our immigration and politics reporter. You see him there joining us from just outside of where Abrego Garcia had to check in. Camilo, good morning. This is a temporary blocking of Mr. Abrego Garcia's detainment, but can officials rearrest him in the future? Where is he now?
Potentially, Errol, good morning. We understand that according to this court ruling out of a federal judge in Maryland, that the Trump administration, for the time being, cannot rearrest and move to deport Abrego Garcia. As you know, the Trump administration for months now has been trying to deport Abrego Garcia to a number of African countries, including Eswatini, Uganda, and most recently, Liberia. But the federal judge who directed his release earlier in the week has also now ruled that he cannot be redetained and deported for the time being. She has found that his detention by ICE is not only unlawful, but also inconsistent with due process. So for the time being, he can return to Maryland to be with his U.S. citizen child and wife for the time being. But his case is far from over. Not only does he have an active immigration/deportation case in front of a federal immigration judge and that active deportation effort by the Trump administration, but he also has a criminal case, Errol, because, as you know, the only reason he was brought back to the U.S. in June after being wrongfully deported to El Salvador against a judge's order is because the Justice Department has filed charges against him, alleging that he smuggled undocumented immigrants into the U.S. along the U.S.-Mexico border. That criminal trial is set to start next year.
All right, Camilo Montoya-Galvez in Baltimore, outside of the ICE field office where Mr. Abrego Garcia checked in today. Camilo, thank you.